Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time of day you're watching this, hope you are, well, having as good a day as you can after yesterday's fiasco where it finished Nottingham Forest 2, Fulham 3. In today's video, we are going to go through 3 key points that Steve Cooper must implement and must learn from after the last 2 games. We've had 4 in a row now, but there's more to learn for Steve Cooper. We will be covering slightly the game. I mean, I've said what I needed to say on the player ratings as well, but I've had a night's sleep and everything looks, I can't lie, it doesn't look rosier in the light of day. Guys, before we get into it, if you'd be kind enough, as always, just to hit the like button, support the channel, subscribe if you are new here, and if you do want to support our growth, please do become a member for 99p. As always, we've got loads of Amazon offers for you in the description below. Please do go check them out. And if you're doing any shopping yourself on Amazon, if you click our link there and just do your shopping through that, it's completely free to you, but Amazon will give us a little commission to say thank you for guiding you there. Let's get into the video because there's a lot to discuss off the back of yesterday. Okay, so obviously the result wasn't great. Obviously it had similarities to what happened against Bournemouth. And obviously Cooper didn't learn from his mistakes or the lessons that he said he was going to take away from that game. Let me start by saying this. I've got my In Cooper We Trust t-shirt on. I still fully back him. If you want to fully back him and grab one of these, check out the merch store. The link's in the description down below. But the key thing for me, it started when I saw the team sheet. There was elements of learning and elements of stubbornness would be the word I would use. The elements of learning was Worrell being dropped. It was really good that he took him out the limelight and sent a clear message that even the captain can't guarantee his place in the team. However, you can't do that and then put Steve Cook in and, not expect that message to be diluted. Worrell, for however much I've criticised him this season, is a better defender than Steve Cook. Like, there's no debate on that one at all. Cook did hold Mitrovic down, but Cook was still exposed pace-wise at the back, and Cook still thinks he's faster than me, and I ain't fast. It's just, we saw how he got his yellow card against Will.i.am. He got done with pace again, and should have been sent off, in my opinion, and was lucky to get away with that one. That's point 1. Point 2 is, what is going on with O'Brien? O'Brien has clearly been, to even the most average Forest fan who doesn't understand tactics and just enjoys watching football, can see that O'Brien has been one of our best players this season. How can he be dropped in back-to-back matches after the performances he's put in, where, in my opinion, he hasn't put a foot wrong? He deserves to start that game. And that brings me on to the point 2, which is favourite FCs are still very, very strong in these Steve Cooper selections. Yates, yes, he did give us the assist. In a way, as I said before the match, I understand it a little bit why Yates played, because he had the height and that's what got us the first goal yesterday. But if you're doing a straight shot between Yates and O'Brien, it's a no-brainer for me that O'Brien starts every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I don't understand what he's got against O'Brien. A lot of people have been saying this is thinking of players that Cooper wasn't on board with in terms of signing. What side of the fence you sit on that? To be honest, I don't really care, because the bottom line is all these players are now Forest players. These players are the players he has to use to get results in the Premier League with. Like him, hate him, love him, whatever. He has to use the correct players. And for him to judge a player, I'm just kind of being hypothetical here for those of you who are saying he doesn't like these players. How can he have judged them already when some of them have only been through the door for 3 or 4 days? You can't just judge a player like that. Any player that walks through the door should be given the respect and the grace that whatever they've had in their previous club, whatever baggage they come with a clean slate through the door. It's a new chapter for them, and that's how they should be treated. Now, I'm not saying Cooper isn't treating like that. I'm just addressing the point, because a lot of people have said to me, the likes of Dennis, Freuler, are not Cooper signings, nor were they sanctioned by him. I say I don't care either way. That's the point I'm making here. But I do agree that the likes of Dennis being used as a cameo sub with 4 or 5 minutes in every game, when he is one of our most expensive signings, when he has the most Premier League goals, across the whole of that squad, when he's got pace, when he comes on, he plays with passion, he hunts the ball down. For me, that in itself is another criminal act by Cooper, and Dennis should have at least been brought on ahead of Lingard. There are many people who are saying he should be playing instead of Johnson. Now, I love Johnson. Johnson's one of my favourite players, but I would even accept that as an argument, and that if Dennis had started ahead of Johnson, I could have understood it and seen what Cooper was doing. But again, you could probably chuck Johnson into the Favourites FC category as well. This is going to be a problem if it continues. And if it continues, the results aren't going to change. I said it time and time again yesterday. The definition of madness is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different outcome. Let's move on to point 3. Point 3 is the collapsing of the team. Every time in the last couple of games, Forest have conceded a goal, they've gone and capitulated and conceded at least another goal. Yesterday we conceded 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes. In the Premier League, you do that, it's game over. Didn't matter that we still had 30 minutes to rectify it. It's over. You can't, it's so rare. It's so rare that a team comes back from 3 goals to turn it around. And you have to ask yourself why. My answer to this is leadership. There is a severe lacking of leadership on that pitch. Suddenly, once the goal goes in, the 22-man players that we've signed, whatever you want to call it, whatever the banter's been on it, suddenly look like 22 individuals. I know there's 11 on the pitch, but you understand what I'm saying here. And it just takes them so much time to recompose themselves and get back on with the game. You are going to concede goals in any football match, Premier League, Championship, Champions League, grassroots football, whatever it is. It's how you react to conceding a goal that is the key. And Forest clearly haven't got the leadership on that pitch to help with those reactions. How is that solved? It's solved by leaders stepping forward, by leaders becoming predominant within the team. The problem we got at the moment is our main leader, who I have as Niakata, is out injured. Then you look at O'Brien, who leads by example on the pitch. He wasn't on the pitch. Then you look at someone like Freuler, who is a leader. He hasn't had a chance to shine or get a run of games going in the team. The rest of them, you can almost say they tuck their head in the sand, look the other way, and no one steps up. Once the goal's conceded, what you want to see happen is someone stand up, be counted, take control of the game, inspire those around him to then follow his performance. And that we are not seeing. And that is going to cost us points anytime we concede a goal. The game isn't over until the ref blows his final whistle. And it's imperative when you concede a goal that someone is on that pitch rallying them around and bringing them together. Worrell is not a captain, in my opinion. Worrell is an okay defender, but a leader has to be someone who can verbally communicate what's happening, bring the players up, and then lead by example on the pitch. Yates is not a vice captain. He's too inexperienced to have that role, in my opinion. He was captain yesterday, which I didn't agree with. But these are things that Cooper needs to address, and he needs to change very quickly. And then there's the question about the formation. The formation has to change. There are only a handful of teams in the Premier League who use a 3 at the back formation. And from that handful of teams, you could argue only Chelsea ever had success under Conte with it, with a 3 at the back. Every other team plays a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. It's the default formation. There is a reason why most teams play this and most teams are successful with it. We did this in the last 20 minutes, and the change in the performance was night and day. We were giving up 70% possession against Fulham As soon as we changed, we gained ourselves back closer to the 40% mark. That's nearly a 10% gain in possession in the last third of the match. But you can argue as well, Fulham were 3-1 up and they were happy to sit back and be comfortable. But you can see the change in the style of play that happened. Now, at no time were we bombarding their goal. But what we did, we were able to get bodies forward. What it did, it freed up the midfielders to move forward up the pitch as well. And that's where we got our second goal from, because the other thing it allowed was Brennan Johnson to drift out wide and then provide a cross into the box, which came back to O'Brien, who was able to put it into the net. 3 at the back is not working. 4 at the back is more compact. A lot of people say, well, how can it be better to defend with 2 centre-backs rather than 3 centre-backs? It's because what happens is the 2 centre-backs will cover the centre areas and the wing-backs turn into left and right backs, and you get a more compact 4 rather than 3 centre-backs who are all over the place at the moment. Look, 3 at the back can work, but it can't work with the personnel we have. They're not quick enough, they're not mobile enough, and they damn well haven't got the defensive nous at the moment to figure out positionally where they should be. The formation has to change. I will take any form of a 4 at the back formation, be it 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 4-5-1, 4-4-2, the old school 4-4-2, or even a diamond formation. Any of those, I feel, would give us more success on the pitch than we're currently seeing now. Cooper would not change his mind at Swansea from the 3 at the back. And in the end, that started the build-up to the reason part of the reason, should I say, why he left Swansea. Is he still going to be stubborn enough to keep on with this 3 at the back formation when every Forest fan can see it? Well, most Forest fans can see it. A formation change is a must. If you look at the players we have, they are designed to play in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. But if you are playing players out of position, like Brennan Johnson, who is not a central player, he's way more comfortable when he's drifting out onto the wing and dragging a player out with him, creating space for the midfield to flow through in behind him. Centrally, he is very restricted, in my opinion. So will Cooper change the formation, or will he be stubborn enough to continue and stick on with this back 3 formation that isn't working? You agree or disagree with the formation change? Please do let me know in the comments down below. So look, these are some of the takeaways I think that Cooper needs to address. There are many more. Look, I'm no football expert. I have, my coaching badge, etc. But that doesn't make me some kind of football genius or a Zidane or anything like that. But the things I'm pointing out, I think, are clear for most people to see, and Cooper does need to address them. We will have a more in-depth video breaking down the game, the full analysis, but that won't be out till Sunday. As I mentioned to you guys, I've got some family commitments today. This will be the only video for today. However, I will say we have to stick together as a fan base, and we have to stick behind the team at the moment. And we do, when they are on the pitch, have to support them and back them. After the match, we can have our say, we can have our thoughts, we can have our opinions, both positive and negative. It's football. You are allowed these type of opinions. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't understand what football entails. So please do stick with them. In Cooper, we do trust. Remember where he's brought us from. Remember where we've come from. But at the same time, do not use that as an excuse. We are now a Premier League team, and it's damn well time we started acting like one. Our expectations, and rightly so, have risen. We expect this team to still be in this league this time next season. And there's no shame in wanting that for your team. So bear that one in mind. But at the same time, when they cross that white line, we back them. Let's have our say after and before those matches. Guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been kind of therapeutic to get a few things off my chest. If you have, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and support us by becoming a member and getting your Forest emojis for 99p. If you're doing any shopping on Amazon this weekend, please do use our links down below, as it does as well help to support and grow this channel. And then finally, guys, follow me on Twitter, Wolverine8125. We'll see you tomorrow, and come on, you Reds.